Hi everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen, and I'm going to show you how to make the decorations to make your very own Storming Area 51 cake. So let's do it. Okay, we're going to start with the UFO first. I rolled out my gray. I made a long cut, kind of on a very gentle curve, and then I made a little curve there, and a round dome on the top, like a half circle, and then down toward the bottom. And I didn't make a point on the other end, as you can see there, because I'm going to have it kind of sticking like it crashed into the cake. So you only need it to be nice and sharp on one end. So yeah, you got a hat, kind of looking shape like a sun hat almost. Anyway, let it dry a little bit, not too much though, because you're going to need it firm when you stand it up. I put it on a paper towel so it's easy to move around. Rolled out some black nice and thin, and cut out a long strip of it. You see right there, a little bit of water. Make sure you got it there. Kind of going around the brim of the hat again, again, it's very much like a sun hat that you're making here. And trimming off the extra edges. And I have just been so entertained by this whole Area 51 storming thing. I think it's hilarious. And my son wanted this cake for his birthday, so we had a Storming Area 51 birthday party, which was a lot of fun, I gotta say. It was very silly. Anyway, back to the cake itself. These blue dots, it's just some light blue that I had laying around as extra. So I made some different size circles just to see what I liked. I figured the middle size was good for my cake, so I cut them in half. And I spaced them out along the bottom of my flying saucer. You can see there, a little bit of it stuck over, so I kind of trimmed it. I put a few circles, the small ones, in the middle, like, I don't know, where the windshield would be of the UFO. And yeah, put it aside. Okay, this is going to be an alien. I made two aliens, as you see in the picture in the corner, a tall one and a shorter one, and I made their eyes a little different just because I was messing around, so I'm only going to show you the one. It's the same idea, they're just, different sizes. So I started out with basically a hot dog. I cut down the middle and rolled them smooth to make legs. I kind of tapered his hips and left his chest big. If you guys ever saw my Nightmare Before Christmas when I made Jack Skellington, same idea there, just a big rib cage, little tiny stomach and waist, so just kind of straight down from underneath the ribs. I rolled out that green nice and thin there you saw, wrapped it around the lollipop stick. I just had a little piece that I stuck in for nice long neck. Wrapped it around it, pinched it all off to make it smooth. And now you got kind of a Gumby thing going on here. His head is a circle. You pinch one end, flatten it a little bit. See? Pinch one end, flatten it. So you have kind of a teardrop, but not quite shaped. Because you got to get that giant alien melon thing look going, people. Got to do that. Because we got to show us them aliens here. And shove it on there. His eyes, this guy's eyes were just a black circle that I flattened out. I just made a ball of black, flattened it out into a circle, and then pinched the two corners to give it the almond shape. That is so quintessential for when you're making your aliens. When you give him his mouth, don't forget, just a little teeny tiny mouth, not a big one, and I kind of made it kind of sad looking, just because that's how they talk, like Beaker from the Muppets. Two little dots on my edible food coloring marker for nostrils. And his face is done. I'm ramming this lollipop stick pretty much up his hiney, haha, alien probe joke, and to let him dry and harden that way so he could stand. His legs are so darn thin that there was no way I'd be able to put a lollipop stick up through his whole body, so that's why I did it that way. And then I used water to seal his legs together and against the front of the stick, so you'll never even see it. These are his arms, rolled out nice and thin. You saw me press down on the end, and I just trimmed some nice long, thin fingers. Everything is long and thin with our aliens. And, I just added some water and stuck it into place. If it's too long, I think it was a little bit long, like ridiculously long, so I ended up trimming off some of his arm. But that was all it did. So, yeah, you saw me stuck the one arm on. Just do the same thing for the other arm. Trim it off, or roll it nice and long and thin. slice on some long, thin fingers. If it's too long when you attach it to the body, trim it, stick it, and you're good. Okay, these are our Naruto runners, because if you run like Naruto, you're not going to get hit by bullets. I couldn't find a good template, so I'm showing you how I drew it. Circle at the top for the head, long line, that will be the torso and the one leg, little foot there. The other leg has to be pretty high, that knee comes up pretty high there. And a foot, and both your feet are kind of drooping downward. I'm filling out his body. He's got a little bit of a chest here and a stomach, and you can see I gave his legs a little bit of a dimension. And then two lines coming out behind him, because that's the whole key to the Naruto run, is you run with your arms straight up behind you like Naruto. And make it a little bit thicker, trim it out, and then you have a template. So you don't need, like I said, I looked, I Googled, I searched to try to find something that I could use, and sketching it out was my best option. And of course, when I made the video, I didn't film me sketching it out, so I had to resketch it, which is why my actual template here looks a little different. But I promise you, I did draw it, and yeah. So that's all you have to do. It's not hard at all. You can do this, and you just need the effect. That's all you need, is the idea. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. And as you can see, when I lift up my template, it is definitely not a masterpiece here. So start trimming. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's the idea and the feel that you're going for. And if you go anywhere with your, Storming Area 51 cake, they're going to be impressed that you added this detail to it. So you could see his legs are super fat and a little misshapen, so just start trimming it down, getting back to the original shape that you sketched out earlier. Or maybe you're better than me and you actually found a template you could use. But either way, you just trim it out and remove the extra so it looks like a human being and not a lumpy blob with a weird thing coming out his back. Just stick it on your cake. I just made a bunch of them running around a circle. This is my keep out sign that you can see on the cake. I pretty much glossed over this in the video because I'm pretty sure you guys know how to make a rectangle. And I rolled out the white nice and thin and trimmed it into a long strip and just cut out pieces to make my keep out. And you can see me doing it here. Super not involved. Make your sign however you want. It doesn't even have to say keep out, whatever. The good size white square you see in the video there, or right above what I'm working on, became that warning sign that if you look at the picture in the corner, you can see it in front of the UFO. I had used a red edible food coloring marker, and I just drew it and wrote it out. It's just a bunch of words like warning, no trespassing, keep out, U.S. Air Force property, you will be shot, I think I put on there, just that kind of stuff, just to get the feel. This is my white truck, because all my Area 51 videos that I was watching, because again, I think this is hilarious. I would love to go see this happen. I don't know if I'd be an actual stormer, but I would definitely be a cheering squad. Anyway, that's my white truck, because the government has these white trucks that patrol the area, and they're all white trucks for some reason. So I made that, I don't even know, shape. Had a white piece that you saw me add. It's just a bumper. The black I rolled out really thin just to kind of fit in it. That's supposed to be a windshield. And this rectangle that I'm cutting, you're going to see me cut it in half and stick it on the sides, are supposed to represent the side view mirrors of the truck, one on each side there. This is not by any means my quintessential performance of a truck. It is not the best I've ever done in my life, so hopefully you guys can do better. But I still thought it was pretty darn funny. The whole thing was just very funny to me. The gray circles you see I added as headlights. These black rectangles that I'm putting the marks on are supposed to be the tires with the tread. And I just added everything with a little bit of water and let it dry. I'm taking really thin little slips of gray shaped kind of like a triangle, like a very long skinny triangle. I put it on the front there like that. Now my truck kind of looks angry, but I was trying to make it look like the hood. You know how it kind of comes down and toward the front, it has the hood shape. Yeah. And little highlights on the lights themselves. Stick them all in your cake. Add your Naruto Runners. It's freaking hilarious. I love it. And your people will too. So check out my other videos. Please like and subscribe. If you make anything, send it to me. I'd love to see it. And thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.